观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎收看本周的完美主义，我是主持人盛放。今天的完美主义，我们来到了洛杉矶著名的地段 Miracle Mile。这里呢有美国演员工会的大楼，有 Lockman Museum， 有 Craft and Folk Museum， 是个非常繁华的地段。但是可能大家没想到啊，几千年前这个地方是冰川时代的动物们居住的地方。今天呢，我们来到了位于 La Brea 的这个 Tar Pits Museum， 来看一下冰川时期的动物标本是怎么样的呢？
My name is Jacob, and I work here in education at La Brea Tar Pits.
Hi Jacob, how are you today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. So let's tell us what's the history of La Pits Museum?
Yeah, so we're currently standing in Hancock Park, which was owned by the Hancock family. And they made their money through ranching and through mining this asphalt that you see throughout the park. And this museum that you're looking at here, the page, was built 1977. And this kind of showcases a lot of the fossils that we find here right on site in the park.
Oh, right on the spot.
Right here.
And this is a lake?
Yeah, so this is the lake pit, which is an old asphalt quarry that's been filled in with rainwater. But we're seeing a lot of that asphalt come up through underneath the ground.
Like the bubble, when we see the bubble around, right there?
Yeah, so we have those methane bubbles, which are just natural gas. And then you can see all this sort of asphalt floating on the surface of the water.
Wow. So let's get inside.
Sure, sounds great. So as we're walking around, many of these animals that are on display are these extinct megafauna. And there's things like these American mastodons right here. And others like the western camel. Yeah, so this is one of two species of elephants that we find here at La Brea. And yeah, and over here is the species that we find here at La Brea. So this is Columbian mammoth, which is one of the larger species of mammoth that we found.
Of all time?
In general, yeah. I'll have to double check, but it is certainly one of the largest. It's bigger than an African elephant today.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yes. It looks like a dinosaur for me.
A little bit, yeah. And it's funny because mammoths are actually closer to Asian elephants than Asian elephants are to African elephants. They're closer relations. So, and many of the skeletons that you see here at La Brea are actually many different individuals that make up that skeleton, because we very rarely find a complete skeleton. And La Brea is actually really good for bird fossils. Bird fossils in general are pretty rare in the fossil record.
Why is that?
Because they have those sort of hollow, brittle bones that tend not to fossilize as well.
Got it.
And here we found tons and tons of species of birds. We found about 140 so species of birds at La Brea. So one of our most abundant large animal that we found here at La Brea is actually the dire wolf. So I don't know if anyone's watched like Game of Thrones, and there's dire wolves in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
This is the same species, but it would have been a little bit smaller than as they portray it.
Wow.
But this is, to date, we found about 4,400 dire wolves, minimum number, here at La Brea. This is Panther atrox, and then around the corner we have Smilodon fatalis, which is a saber-toothed cat and our state fossil here in California. This is our fossil lab. So if you came here during museum hours, you'll see many of our staff and our volunteers working on those collections and working on those fossils that were excavated here at the tar pits. You can actually see them doing their day-to-day work and research, which is great. Two other species we find here. We have western horse and then short-faced bear. And short-faced bears would have been bigger than a grizzly bear today. And, yeah. So this is another extinct one. And we actually find that once short-faced bears became extinct in this part of California, then we started to see grizzly bears and black bears come in. But before that, it seems like they weren't really able to compete with this larger short-faced bear. But we also have a 3D theater that showcases some of what that life would have been like during the last ice age or the late Pleistocene. Not just here in California, but kind of in the rest of North America, and sort of the bigger picture that La Brea fits into. And then this, actually over here, is a block from Pit 81 with all of those fossils still in that original asphalt and sediment.
Oh, this is what it looks like.
This is what it looks like when people were excavating here 100 years ago. And if you even dug below our feet today, you might find things like this as well. So you can see kind of how jumbled and mixed together a lot of those bones are. And we actually rely heavily on volunteers here. So anyone that's over the age of 16 and has patience, we invite them to also come help out here at La Brea.
That's a very nice experience as well.
Yeah.
听到 Jacob 的介绍，真的是学了好多关于冰川时代的知识以及动物标本的知识。记住了，在洛杉矶的朋友一定要来看一下，这里真的有非常多精彩的内容和标本。感谢您收看本周的完美主义，我是主持人佘范，我们下周再见吧。